guys, today we are going to talk about Beyonce's song Drunk in Love and this little riff that goes throughout the song. So stick around and I'll break it apart for you. Alright, real quick, we're going to go over this little song Drunk in Love, which is this riff throughout the entire song. Go over the chords: E minor, A minor, D, and G, as well as going over the strumming pattern, which is the, so if we did it without music, like that. And then I'm going to do a couple little tips about how to quickly change between the chords and a little tips to how to get that sound. So let's dive in with the chords, and I am going to put a little chord chart right up here so you guys can follow along. The first chord that we're going to do is in E minor. So E minor is open G string. You're going to have the 4th fret of the C string, the 3rd fret of the E string, and the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So it looks kind of like this. So if you need to see it closer, there it is. Alright, so that is the E minor. If you need to pause the video to make sure you have that one, then I would work on that. The next one, if you've played ukulele before, you probably know it already, which is the A minor, which is right here on the 2nd fret of the G string. So for this purposes, I usually play it with my middle finger, but I'm going to play it with my 1st finger today, and you'll see why in a second. And then it looks like that. Alright, so moving on from the A minor to D. So D, we're going to leave our 1st finger here, which is why I played that way for the A minor. And then we're going to put our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, right below it on the C string, and our 3rd finger right below that on the E string. And that is the D. It looks stacked like this. I'm moving my pinky so you guys could see it. Stacked all on the 2nd fret, and that is the D. And then next we have the G. So G I also like to refer to with a lot of my students as the triangle, because it looks like, if you connected it, a triangle. So I play that with my 1st finger now on the 2nd fret of the C string. I do my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string or the 1st string. So it looks like that. That's one way to play it. There's another way that other people play it, and that is they bar. A bar just generally means that you're going to lay your finger over multiple strings and push them down at once. That's what a bar looks like. And then you put your 2nd finger there. It's the same sound. Some people find it easier. I'm just more familiar with that. Alright, next we're going to talk about the strumming pattern. So those are the chords we need. Let's review them real quick. So we have the E minor, the A minor, the D, and the G. Once again, E minor, A minor 1st finger in this time, D, and then G. Good, so if you wanted to play the whole song this way, 1 strum each, E minor, A minor, D, and G, then you are welcome to do it that way without the little percussive mute sound, which we're going to go over next in a little bit more detail, so stick around. Alright, so we're going to talk about the strumming and how to get that muting sound while we're strumming. So the chords, you know, the E minor, the A minor, the D, and the G. In between each of those we have so we're going to hold the E minor, and we're going to kind of show you how to do it. So you strum it. You can use your thumb or the backs of your fingernails. I like to use the backs of my fingernails just because I like the sound. But for our purposes, we're going to strum down with our thumb, and then the backs of our finger, we're going to get the mute sound. So what you do for the mute sound is you're going to strum and quickly stop it. So you kind of do this like hand motion where you stop. So I would try that. I would just play the chord, strum it, and then stop it. So you can do it a little longer so you get the sound of the chord in there, or quick so you have less of the sound. And something that I like to do is I barely release pressure here on my left hand. So I'd strum it, and then I'm going to release pressure in my hand here and do that motion. So take a listen and see if you see the difference. So I kind of lift off quickly. I don't lift all the way off, just release pressure and back on. So again, each time you go in between that. So strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute. And then, like I said, I would practice the, and then practice each chord. Oh, like I said, thumb, release. So thumb, mute, thumb, then finger mute. Alright, so that's kind of how the strumming goes. Throughout the whole song you get that percussion. Alright, so that is A Drunken Love by Beyonce, the riff that goes throughout the whole song. E minor, A minor, D, and G. You can do this throughout the chorus and the little rappy hook part. Depends on how you're singing or going to play with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it and that you'll get a lot out of it. Remember that you can pause and kind of play the video over and over again. You can slow it down if you need to for certain parts. But I would do that, go through each part and play with me, and I will see you later. Bye.